Oh, this is Way of Weinstein. Wherever you may be and however you may be watching, live in the financial district of New York City, Facebook Live and YouTube. Here to talk the NFL Playoffs Divisional Round. I'm here to give you a recap. Okay, so let's start with the obvious best game of the weekend. Vikings Saints. I mean, what can you say about that ending? Case Keenum, Stephon Diggs. Woo! Wow. I mean, I stand by what I said yesterday. That was the greatest play I've ever seen in an NFL playoff game since the Eli escape to David Tyree catch. That was phenomenal. Vikings fans, congrats. I know you've gotten your hearts broken throughout pretty much your entire existence, so enjoy that. And to Marcus Williams, man, we all make mistakes, but most of us don't have that kind of audience and face that kind of scrutiny, and it's not under the biggest stage. So he's a rookie from Utah, yeah. Am I defending what he did at all? No. He messed up. He made a mistake. He completely mistimed the jump. He should have just tried to tackle him. If he was worried about getting the pass interference, get the pass interference. Let them attempt the field goal because your option was the worst option. Now, granted, the Saints called a timeout. How is this not addressed? Why are there linebackers in the middle of the field? You know they're not utilizing the middle of the field. If they go to the middle of the field, they're not going to be able to get out of bounds, spike it, and then get a field goal. So what a game. I mean, Vikings, oh wow, that was remarkable. I mean, how it went back and forth with Drew Brees, how it's his birthday today. I mean, he should be celebrating with a trip to Philly and a chance to play either the Jags or the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But hey, the difference between him and Matt Ryan, which I'm going to get to later, is that when he had a 4th and 10 and he absolutely needed to make a play, he made the play. He made that play. He's won a Super Bowl. He is a Super Bowl MVP. He beat Peyton Manning in a Super Bowl. They were down 10-0 in that Super Bowl, and he came back and won, which is why he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. So, again, Vikings, congrats. I am going to be rooting for you like crazy because the Eagles are my number 2 hated team in all of sports, only second to the Boston Red Sox. So this is probably going to be the football game I've cared about most all year because, God, my Giants. Oh, God, they were horrible. Okay, so next game I'm going to talk about. Okay, so Steelers Jaguars. So I actually picked the Jaguars to win this game by 3 points. I thought it was going to be much of a lower scoring game. But I am surprised how well Blake Bortles did. Now, when I was listening to The Herd today, Colin made a very great point today comparing Blake Bortles to Eli Manning because both of them now have Coughlin. I mean, granted, Coughlin was Eli's head coach, but they're both in their 4th year, and he showed their stats through their first 4 years, and they're pretty similar. Now, the thing about Eli, which is why I defend him through everything, is no one else has beaten Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He is 5-0 against people that are not named Eli Manning, and he is 0-2 against people that are Eli Manning. And they could have easily lost both those games, and he had game-winning drives down the field. I could talk forever about Eli, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. So, Leonard Fournette, he went off. He was great at LSU. He's been great this season. Fantastic. I was worried that he wasn't able to come back, and if he wasn't able to come back, I honestly believe the Steelers were gonna win that game. Now, Mike Mitchell. This is very, very personal for me because for those of you that don't know, Mike Mitchell went to Ohio University, my school. Not a lot of players come from Ohio University. So I remember when I was a sophomore in Bromley Hall during the 2009 NFL Draft, the second round, 9th overall pick, Mel Kiper and the crew said Mike Mitchell from Ohio University, unfortunately, we don't have any footage. When does that ever happen in the first 2 rounds of an NFL draft that they don't have any footage? There's a lot of action on ESPN, ESPN3, or watch ESPN on Tuesdays. You're telling me you couldn't find any highlights of him? Now, I don't know if he's someone that tried to get recruited by Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, USC, Notre Dame, the Tier 1 brands, and that's always something that's been a chip on his shoulder. I don't know. I don't know him. I wish nothing but the best for him because we don't have that many Bobcats in the NFL, and I want him to be one of the best players. I want him to be as good as he talks. Is it rough for me to criticize him? Yeah. But I'm going to be fair, saying you can't talk that way about the Patriots, saying we're going to completely look past the Jaguars, who went to Heinz Field and completely beat you upside your head. Made Roethlisberger, who I am extremely critical of, throw 5 interceptions. And I'll flat out say it. Honestly, as someone who's not a Roethlisberger fan, I think yesterday was arguably the greatest playoff game Roethlisberger's ever had. I mean, he made some great throws. I mean, granted, assisted by some great catches, but still, Roethlisberger had a great game. And the fact that you're talking saying we're going to beat the Patriots wherever, when was the last time in a big spot that the Steelers beat the Patriots? Not in a while. The really only teams that can really have any right to talk in that situation about beating the Patriots in a big spot is obviously my Giants, and the only other team that can even do that at all would be the Ravens. And if you want to mention a third team, okay, the Broncos, because Von Miller 2 years ago had a Lawrence Taylor-like possessed effort and literally put the Broncos on his back. That was a phenomenal effort 2 years ago by Von Miller. Spectacular. So, Mike Mitchell, I love you. I want nothing but the best for you. But I hope this was a lesson that you got guys like Stephen A., Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Colin Cowherd talking about you for not the right reasons. Work on it. Get better. I'm one of the best defensive players. I want that for you. Even though you are not on the Giants. And when the Giants were playing the Steelers last year, I was like, shut the bleep up. Because don't make me choose between Ohio University and the Giants, because I've loved the Giants since I was 2. And I didn't hear of Ohio University until I was 16. So do the math. So overall, Bortles made a lot of big plays. Fournette was fantastic. Jalen Ramsey is an absolute monster. And another reason that I actually wanted the Jaguars to win this game, because I'm tired of seeing the Patriots just go through the Steelers like Swiss cheese. We know that what was going to happen. Everyone's like, oh, the Steelers are eventually going to be able to beat the Patriots. No, they're not. That's like saying the nail is eventually going to beat the hammer. No, that's not happening. But I'm not going to make my picks until later in the week. But I actually wouldn't be that shocked if the Jaguars beat the Patriots. Would I be surprised? Yes. But the Jaguars do have the personnel, a great pass rush, and can get pressure on Brady without having to blitz because their defense is sensational. And they got the Coughlin factor. And Bortles just needs to bring it. So, next game. So, Eagles-Falcons. I stated I don't like the Eagles. I'm a diehard Giants fan. But I got to give them credit. When I was watching the game with my buddy, I was saying the Eagles had the best overall cumulative lines. Just their offensive line and defensive lines as a whole, they're fantastic. So I thought they were going to win a low-scoring game. They did win a low-scoring game because I don't think Nick Foles needed to do that much. Now, if you just look at the stat saying he had a 100 quarterback rating, so quarterback rating is one of those, QBR is one of those stats that I don't care if it's that high. I just don't want it to be that low. For example, Peyton Manning, who did next to nothing in Super Bowl 50 for the Broncos, had around a quarterback rating of 50. The QBR is on a scale from 0 to 100. Ben Roethlisberger in Super Bowl 40 had a QBR half that. Granted, I could go on and on about that, but just to give you some perspective. So, because if you really watch that game, every throw that he completed was either to a wide open wide receiver, which he had tons of time because the Eagles have a sensational offensive line. It was that fluky knee play where it bounced off the Falcons' knee and went to the receiver, which set up a field goal by Elliott, was victimized in week 2 when he hit a 60-yarder. But he really did next to nothing. And Matt Ryan, don't bring him up as one of the game's best. Don't. You can't blow that last year's Super, which I honestly believe that there's somewhat of a hangover still from that. You can't do that. Up 28-3. Ugh. And then you scored 10 total points when you got Devontae Freeman and Coleman. You got Sanu and arguably the best receiver in the game, Julio Jones. Now, granted, could that have been a penalty? As someone that hates the Eagles as much as I do, no, I don't think that a penalty should have been called there. I think that the Eagles played great defense, and I thought the play calling for that whole 1st and goal at the 9 was idiotic. I mean, where was the slant? I mean, let Julio do more. I mean, give him. Why was that the only time that he really went to Julio with a clear shot? I mean, could Julio have made that catch? Yeah, but I'm putting that on Matt Ryan. You need to do better. Okay, next game. Patriots Titans. They have Brady and Belichick. The Titans did not belong in that game, and they proved it. The only reason that they beat the Chiefs was because Travis Kelce got hurt, and they proved it. I mean, even when they're up 7-0, Patriots were probably like, all right, who we got, Steelers or Jacksonville? Okay, so there's really no point of talking about. Brady's fantastic. He's the greatest quarterback of all time, and Belichick is Belichick. So, looking ahead to the conference championship games, just my initial preview. So, the first game, the 3 o'clock game, the Jaguars-Patriots game. Jaguars need to get pressure. They need to get off to an early lead. Fournette needs to have probably 150 yards, 2 to 3 touchdowns. Bortles can't make mistakes, needs to make all the big plays and more that he made in Pittsburgh. For the Patriots, just do what they normally do. I mean, if the Patriots don't make mistakes and they can protect Tom Brady, they'll be going to the Super Bowl. Again. Okay, now the 6 o'clock game. Vikings Eagles. So for that game, who would have thought that the NFC Championship game would be Case Keenum against Nick Foles? I'm going to be rooting crazy for the Vikings. Do I have the best feeling about this game for the Vikings? No. Because I think they may be on such an emotional high that they may be a little flat to start. Kind of like how the Jets were against the Steelers in the AFC Championship game back in 2011. But it's going to be which quarterback can make at least a play, whose defense is better. The Vikings defense, I think, is a little better, but the Eagles defense is pretty great. This game can go either way, although I will say, if the Patriots win the 3 o'clock game and the Eagles win this game, that's like one of the worst Super Bowls that could happen, because that puts me in a scenario where I have to root for the Patriots in a Super Bowl. And Vikings, please. If the Jaguars don't take care of business, which right now I don't think that's happening, but I wouldn't be shocked. Vikings, don't make me root for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Don't make me do that. Don't. Just don't make me do that. I don't want that to happen. So overall, that's my recap for the divisional round. Great games. I hope that the conference games are great, unless the Vikings just want to beat the hell out of the Eagles. Then I will totally excuse that game for being a blowout if the Vikings just want to open it up. But other than that, I hope they're great games. If you like this video, like it, share it, comment, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Way of Weinstein. Have a great night.